Bonjour, this is Tina Hughes from anightinparis.com. I got a great question this week from someone who's going to be honeymooning in Paris, and they wanted to know if there were some interesting off the beaten path things to do while they're in Paris. So, yes, there are, and I've come up with a list for you. Let's pop over to that page and have a look now. Here's my reply that I gave to Jason. And Jason's question was, what would be your top things to do in Paris off the beaten path for our honeymoon this June? Okay, I'm going to just scroll down the page a bit, and then I'm going to zoom in so that you can see what I've written. One of my favourite things to do whenever I get to Paris, which is each year if possible, I take a barge cruise. It's 2.5 hours, and as I've said here, it meanders from the outskirts of Paris through great little districts that you might never get to see unless you did something like this. Obviously, Paris is a beautiful city, and there are tourist maps and tourist things to do, and monuments and famous places, famous cafes. So everybody knows all of those things. But these are things that you might not have considered, and these are things that I thought might be of interest to Jason and his new bride. So the barge cruise is one, and the thing that I love about the barge cruise, if you can start either in the heart of Paris or out on the outskirts. I like to start on the outskirts, so I take the metro out there, and that means that you have your cruise through all these little districts. The lock lets the water out, and you go down several different levels. It's fantastic. It's 2.5 hours of relaxing, so you grab a picnic and take that with you. Now, as you get closer into Paris, you actually go underneath the Bastille Monument. So it's pitch black in parts. It's really spectacular. It's a fabulous thing to do. And then you come out into the open again, and you get to see Paris, the heart of Paris, from the barge. So that's fantastic. Another thing that I like to do is to check out all the multicultural hidden parts of Paris. So there's lots of ethnic areas. You can get to experience different menus, different aromas you'll smell as you're going through these areas, and it's just delicious. Now, another thing that's very interesting and unusual is to go and visit unusual cemeteries. You'll be amazed at the types of cemeteries there are, and they're not just the famous ones that we know about where the singers and famous people are. Now, there's another great place that you can, there's lots of great places you can go to, but another thing that I've recently found out about is Paris Movie Walks. Now, this is run by a couple, Michael and Marlis, who live in Paris in the Montmartre area, and Michael's written a book called Paris Movie Walks. Now, I've got their link here, and if you decide to do this, do tell them Tina sent you. They'll know who it is. And it's just great because Michael and Marlis both love the movies, and there's been so many movies made in Paris that their book tells you about the movies, and then Michael does a guided tour showing you where a lot of these movies have been made. It's a fabulous thing to do, and it's off the beaten track. Okay, now I've also mentioned here about this car at the top of the screen. Now, when I saw this photo, I really cracked up because this is just so gorgeous. This is known as a deux chevaux, or two horsepower car, and someone's actually bought one and put it inside an apartment, and now they're renting it out as an apartment with this as the bed. So I just love that. Even if you just did it for one night, it's really cool. Now, if you're wondering how to find this page on my website, just go to anightinparis.com and type Off the Beaten Path in the search box. That's it from me. This is Tina saying bye-bye for now. Au revoir.